Hi, my name is Angelica, and this is the Angelica Unfiltered channel where I talk about stuff and things, but mostly fat ladies and the internet that are not doing good things. Today, I have my friend Sunnyside Up Gal. We have made some collabs in the past, but for this video, we have decided to torture each other and show each other fat activist clips of the people that we enjoy the least. My person is Huff.PhD. I'll put it on the screen. I'm looking over at my other right now. So Aubrey is doing a postdoctoral fellowship at U of L Eat Labs. She is the co-host of Informed Attraction. She is a body researcher, and now she's come on the interwebs to torture us.
I need to look
So
up
is there
her
any
podcast.
particular reason that you do not like her?
First of all, her voice, just kidding. Her voice is one of them.
Mhm.
But she blocked me a long time ago because she had made a reel or something, and then she had mentioned like it's okay if you're fat and you're unhealthy or something like that. And so I did a stitch in reply, and I was like, no, it's not, it's never okay to be unhealthy. Like, it's very insensitive what I was saying, clearly, but I was
Mhm.
like, it's not okay if you're eating yourself, or if you're doing something that's, if you're unhealthy in a way that was preventable, like by eating, right? And so she didn't even reply. She just like blocked me. And I just think that a lot of the stuff that she has to say is just, for somebody that has a PhD, it seems so backwards and so like, am I living in the real world right now? Is this where we're going? Like, this is a doctor who is telling people
Mhm.
that eating a shit ton is fine. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
so
think
she
that
is a
she has to
doctor.
give.
She does have her PhD in psychology, but that doesn't I feel like some people think like, oh, when they're a doctor, it just means medical, but like you can have a PhD in
Yeah.
anything and be a doctor. But I talked about this in my Hannah Talks Bodies video, but I feel like in my personal experience as someone that used to work in the psychology field, that I have my degree in psychology, I've worked in rehabs and in homeless services, like almost every single person that works in this field is either has mental health issues or knows someone that they love that has mental health issues. And I think that a lot of people go into these fields hoping like it's going to cure something in them, and it doesn't. If you uh, are in recovery and you actually have like dealt with your mental health issues, I think you could be like a great therapist or social worker or whatever, but a lot
Yeah.
of people I don't think actually do the work. And then there's just so many different therapists that are like health at every size, fat activists, or a lot of dietitians are fat activists too. And it's just like I feel like they're harming more people than they're actually
Yeah.
helping.
You're doing more harm than help. Like, I feel like
Mhm.
that's dangerous.
For sure. So this was her most viewed video on TikTok, and I
She
thought,
looks thin here. When was
yeah,
this?
I think it was a couple years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, then that's why.
Mhm. The eyebrows are so warm toned.
They're weird. They're weird to
They
me. They're
look red.
strange.
They
I
look
can't put my
ginger.
finger on it.
During the Victorian era, there was a phenomena where young girls would claim to survive long periods of time without eating. They were known as fasting girls, and these girls would refuse any nourishment that was offered to them, and they would also claim to have religious or magical powers. Believers thought that these girls were miraculous, but modern historians believe that these girls were an example of an early form of anorexia. Obviously, fasting won't give you magical powers and is incredibly dangerous, which is why anytime these girls were monitored to verify their claims, they pretty much fell apart. One example of this is 12-year-old Sarah Jacob, who in 1869 was placed under supervision to verify her claim that she had not consumed any food after the age of 10. After 2 weeks, she clearly showed signs of starvation. She had clearly been eating small amounts of food but couldn't do that under supervision. Despite the fact that she was dying, Sarah Jacobs' parents refused to let medical staff give her food, and she eventually died of starvation.
Do you hear her voice? I can't read it. Yeah. But also I do remember doing like a little research on these gals as well. And
Mhm.
yeah, that's a true story. Like, there was the fasting girls or whatever. What she's saying though about like fasting being dangerous, like, to an extent, there is obviously a group of people that shouldn't fast, like kids or like pregnant women, but fasting has been something that people have been doing for like since we've been on this earth,
Mhm.
basically. Like, you fast, clearly you fast between dinner and breakfast if you eat breakfast, but like also you fast back
when you
in
go to bed.
yeah, you fast when you go to bed. You fast like before surgeries, you fast, but even like back in like the caveman days, like we weren't eating every single day. Like we were what's the word I'm looking for? Opportunistic. So like they would fast. You didn't have refrigeration, you didn't have like a pantry to go to, and we were
Mhm.
nomadic, so we would fast until we'd find the next meal. So and most of us didn't die, you know what I mean? Like we're here. Obviously, like human life is doing pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I thought it was very interesting to like about the spiritual powers and stuff because I know a lot of people, I guess, of certain religions they do fast as well, and that's part of like their practice. But I do
yeah.
think, yeah, like you're saying, like being super young is dangerous.
Right. And as far as like spiritually, like yes, multiple religions out there have done like fasting and stuff like that. And there is like a phenomenon that you get like when you do fast. Even like when I fasted before, I'm not saying I get like spiritual like awakenings or anything, but I do get like a much clearer head. Like
Mhm.
your head gets clearer, you have a little bit more energy. It kind of does feel spiritual. Like I know it's chemical.
Since this happened in like the Victorian ages, I feel like, I mean, food was so sparse back then anyway. I feel like this probably wouldn't even be that big of a phenomenon. Like, I mean, nowadays Anna is like the smallest ED type. So, and most people back then, like if you were wealthy and you were rich, you had like a little bit of meat on your bones. So I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
if people were like intentional. I don't know how many people were actually like intentionally restricting themselves.
Right, yeah, as far as, like, for aesthetic reasons to be in a specific body type or whatever.
Yeah, it just sounds like these girls had mental illness, but
Right.
and then I think all the other ones that I pulled are pretty recent. So
Okay.
you might have not seen them since you're blocked.
Yes. Exciting.
Mm.
Oh, hello.
What is food noise anyway? Clinically, food noise refers to a consistent, intrusive thought about food. But colloquially, I hear a lot of people talking about food noise, especially in the context of GLP-1s. And oftentimes, what they're describing as food noise sounds more consistent with biological hunger, especially in the presence of restriction.
She's like Aubrey Gordon times Aubrey Gordon equals this lady's voice.
Yeah. Ugh, it's
I
so annoying.
just I cannot stand when fat activists talk about food noise because it's like it is so obviously fucking different. But I
Yeah,
don't know if they're like clearly missing the point or if they're just so
they're in
like wrapped up
denial.
in an ED that they can't see the difference.
Yeah, they're in denial that, like, food like, actual literal hunger cues and food noises are, like, completely different, and they may have muddled on their side.
Like food noise is like right now there is Christmas cookies sitting on my dining room table. There is a cheesecake and like peanut butter parfait in my fridge, and I'm thinking
Mhm.
about that. I'm thinking about
Yeah.
that. That's in regular hunger is just like I'm hungry. I need to eat something.
Right. See, if you told her about the cookies, she'd be like, "Well, you're hungry. You should go eat them. You should eat them all." Do exactly what your brain is thinking.
Yeah, and intuitive eating. Just go have
Intuitive eating.
fucking
Go get those
10 Christmas
cookies.
cookies. No, like it's just so fucking different. But then again, these people like they think that they have restrictive EDs and they don't eat enough and they're
Yeah.
fat because they do fucking
It's like
photosynthesis.
it's almost you know how, like, they're like, "We're being fat phobic?" It's almost like they're thin phobic, like, they're so afraid to be in a smaller body or, like, do anything that's even remotely considered diety,
Mhm.
I guess. It's
Yeah, and it's
weird.
like if you've ever like talked to someone that doesn't struggle with weight or food, it's like they don't have food noise the way that like a lot of
Yeah.
overweight people or people that have struggled with weight their entire life. Like one of my best friends, she's always been very healthy and active and she's never struggled with her weight. But like whenever I talk to her about fat activist things or like struggling with body image issues, it's like there are some people out there that never experience any of these things. And it
Yeah.
sounds fucking crazy when you talk to them about it.
Yeah, no, I was talking to Michael was the same way. He's never ever like he's never had the urge to like finish his plate, which is weird
Mhm.
to me because I always feel like I need to finish my plate or like make sure I finish my plate before everybody else so I can get seconds before the seconds run
Yeah.
out. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
he's never thought like that or like he's never like thought about like, oh, I've got ice cream in the freezer, I need to eat it all kind of thing. Like it's so it's strange for me to talk to Mike about my problems that I've had with like having like binge eating, and it's weird to hear that he's never experienced that, or like he's never had a family who has had problems with their weight like that. Like his mom was like
Yeah.
overweight, but she was never like my family.
Yeah, like obsessive or like compulsive about it.
Yeah.
Like she just
That's
happened to like eat a little too much.
yeah. And she wasn't obsessed about food. Like
Hmm.
my family is obsessed about food.
Yeah.
If you are on a restrictive diet, your body is likely going to become preoccupied with food. That
I feel
Wrong.
like since I've taken the importance of food out of my life, like I don't think about it as much. I mean, obviously, like I just gave like the sweet treats example, but it's like when I don't have those things around, then it's like I'm not like thinking about them all the time.
Exactly. Like when when I decided that I wanted to restrict the food that harms me,
Mhm.
I was thinking about them at first a lot, like, "Oh my god, I really miss bread. I wish I could have pizza right now." When I stopped eating them and I ate them less and less and less, like the less I crave them. I don't crave them ever now, you know? And if
Yeah,
I
like
do, there's options.
for sure. Or like for a really long time I was one of those people, oh, I need a sweet treat after dessert. I have a sweet treat. I need a sweet treat. I have a sweet tooth. And it's like so, like after you can just like bite that urge, it's like you don't even like think about it anymore.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
always needed like a little piece of candy after dinner. And it's like now if I want something sweet, then I have like my zero sugar cream soda and that's it. Like I'm
Yeah.
not just like sitting here like scratching, thinking about like what's in my pantry.
Yeah, if you remove, so it's a habit basically, like that
Hmm.
whole "I need a sweet thing after dinner," it's hormonal, so it's like your body's craving the sugar for like some kind of an insulin spike or something like that. There's something chemical behind it, but then it's also a habit. Like you're so used to having something sweet after dinner, so that when you remove that, like you remove the habit, it becomes second nature to not have the sweet thing, just like with you. Like you don't crave it anymore.
I never thought of it about like that, like how it is a habit. So then when you're like trying to stop a habit, then it's like it
It's
feels
like
weird.
hard. Yeah.
Mhm.
Takes work.
It does.
isn't because you're obsessed with food, but because you're orienting a large portion of your life and brain power to thinking about food.
See, that's
Can
what
you
food
imagine
noise
if
is.
Yeah, can you imagine if that was your psychiatrist? You're psychiatrist, right?
She has a PhD in psychology, so she could like technically be some sort of like therapist or like run tests on people, but she would psychiatrist is like only for meds.
Yeah,
But I
just for
mean, well, she does research on body image issues, so I'm sure those studies are going swimmingly. And two, I just hate when people are just like, "Oh, your diet's restrictive," and you obsess over food, and it's like, no, you just eat less of it. It's not like
Yeah.
I feel like when I give myself unlimited access to food, that's when I'm like, "Oh, I can have this, and then I can have this, like, I can have
Yes.
this," and it's like, but
Yeah,
when I
or you wanna
restrict
go to, like,
myself, I'm
different
like,
places.
"Okay, you can only have this,"
Yeah.
then
Yeah,
you
if
feel
you
more
'cause some
firm in the
people need
choices.
I know it sounds crazy, but, like, some people need structure when oops, sorry, my dog. Can you chew? Can you go lay down? When I started adding structure to, like, what I'm eating and, like, gaining control in a healthy way, obviously, I'm not, like, going nuts. I'm just eating less carbs, right?
Mhm.
But when I started adding structure to my life, like, I thought it didn't feel like a restriction to me.
Yeah.
It felt like I was gaining control of my life again. Because letting food, like, run my life.
Yeah, and, like, a lot of us need structure in our life, and when there is no rules, like, you just go buck wild.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I'm not trying to say that food noise isn't a real thing or something that people experience, but this idea that the food noise goes away once you start taking Ozempic is really just because you're not feeling your natural hunger cues anymore.
I don't think that that's true. They still eat. Like, if they're not feeling any hunger, then they would never ever eat. They still eat.
And I've heard a lot of people say it's literally life changing to get on like the GLP-1s and have the food noise taken away because it's like so much of your brain power is like thinking about food or like when you're going to eat next and what your next meal is. And when you aren't constantly thinking about food, then you can put that energy towards something else.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I think that she's probably never like she obviously doesn't have a healthy relationship with food, so then she probably doesn't even understand that she uses so much time or like energy thinking about food.
Yeah, yeah, like, she's got pretty loud food noise.
Yeah, so she wouldn't even understand what it's like to not have that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Same things with like when you've been fat your entire life. So you think, oh, this is fine, this is normal. But then when you actually lose weight, you're like, oh shit, like I actually do feel better.
I feel way better. Like
Yeah.
like you're complete. Like you're normal. You've changed the bar, like where the bar of normality is for yourself.
Food noise.
Shut up, bitch.
Oh my god, I hate her face. I'm so mean, but like she bothers me.
She just looks like her nose is in the air. She's like, I'm just better than everyone else. Looking down on
Yes,
all of
like
us.
she's so smug. She literally, like, the best way to describe her is that she smells farts. Like I just can't
Her
stand her.
farts smell like lavender and sage.
Yeah.
Her farts do not stink at all. And two, like I do respect people that have education and stuff because I do think like knowledge is important. But it's like I feel like she's one of those people like because she has a PhD, she thinks she's smarter than everyone else.
Yeah, there's a word for that. What is that word? Something like education arrogance or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like when people they get their PhD or they get their diploma or whatever, and then they just immediately they forget they're still Jenny from the block.
Yeah, you're still Jenny from the block. Aubrey Hoffer from the farm.
Ever.
I want to be clear that my condemnation.
She is so using a filter.
You think so?
Like it looks like she has a filter on. These are all from like TikTok, so
Oh yeah, probably.
even so she might have like the skin filter on accidentally, but it still looks like it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop being nitpicky.
I want to be clear that my condemnation of plus-size bodies in advertising is not a criticism of having plus-size bodies in advertising. By that I mean, I think that it's generally good when there are fat bodies in advertising and in media in general. But what I'm saying is bad is when we conflate that with actual fat liberation. Like, a plus-size line at Abercrombie and Fitch is not social progress, but it's also not something that is necessarily advocating for the rights of fat people.
I feel like there's no pleasing some of these fat activists. It's like, what the fuck do you want then? What do you want? We gave you this plus-size clothing line and you're still unhappy. Like, what the fuck?
Well, the true meaning of fat liberation is like to make sure that fat people have the same rights and aren't discriminated against. Like, but I'm like at the same time, like fat people don't have like laws against them.
Yeah, that's true.
Like when I got canceled and that one bitch made a video about me, they were like, well, if you don't believe in fat liberation, then blah blah blah. And it's like,
and it's a reminder again about why unless it's fat liberation, it doesn't mean shit.
Unless it's fat liberation, it doesn't mean shit. What an amazing political advocate here. Calm down there. Like saying that I like don't fuck, like I'm fat phobic and like think that fat people need to be like discriminated against or something.
That's what I mean when I talk about like fat liberation policies. Like, I think it is good and it is social progress when there are plus size lines that are expanded to be more accessible to people. And also, I want to see more policies that are actually tackling things like medical discrimination and anti-fat policies in the workplace. And those are things that having an activist framework enables us to fight for.
What would be anti-fat in the workplace? Like fat people not getting paid the same amount? Because I'm like, how could your employer like discriminate against you?
I think that, or like letting you go because
you're sick and you go to the doctor every fucking day.
Yeah, right. I think an example I had given in a past video, this was like from 2 years ago, because New York City was like making it a law that you couldn't discriminate against fat people, is like not letting people go for reaching a specific weight, which clearly I don't feel like anybody was doing that. But I think also like providing accommodations, like they were going to be held to the standard of like somebody with an actual disability. So like if your building was on if your office was on the 3rd floor and you had somebody who couldn't climb a flight of stairs, that you could be held liable for not providing them a way to still work for you because they couldn't climb the stairs or something like that. So like providing accommodations. So like, oh, another thing too, if they outgrew their chair because they couldn't stop eating, then you would have to provide them with a new office chair, something like that. Just providing accommodation.
It's so crazy to think that like obviously most people that have like a disability, it's because they have like a certain disorder or disease or a birth defect. So it's like if fatness is going to fall in the same category of those things, wouldn't you have to associate some sort of like unhealthiness or like there's something wrong? You know what I mean? But it's like, but then these same people want to be like, well, it's okay to be, healthy at you could be fat and healthy, and there's health at every size. It's like,
Yeah. I feel like there's like different layers, like a cake, different
mhm,
layers of like fat activism. So there's the fat activists who are like, no, like being fat is completely healthy. And then there's the fat activists who are like, I'm fat and I'm disabled. Like I'm this and this, you know? Like I feel like there's
mhm.
so many different
I guess it depends on like who you're
branches.
talking about.
Yeah, it depends on who you're talking about and it's just I feel like a lot of the times they contradict each other, but maybe they're not in the same like friend group, so they don't realize how fucking stupid they sound.
I think there are like general rules and like mottos and stuff that like people follow, but when you go with like person to person, some of like the beliefs are like a smidge different, but they
Yeah.
kind of are all rooted in the same thing.
Right. I what is she talking about why would that have to do with maybe I missed it, but like why would her disdain for a Abercrombie and Fitch ad bring up fat liberation in the workplace? I'm so confused.
So I think she was saying like when people think of like body positivity or fat acceptance, like most people think of like representation or like diverse size diversity, like Tess Holiday. People think like, oh, Abercrombie and Fitch making more plus sizes is like seen as a social improvement or like,
Oh,
the world going in the right places. But like true fat liberation is like liberating fat people, making sure that they have the same human rights as like
okay.
healthy weight counterparts. So it's like obviously like, yeah, cool. It's nice to have more sizes from certain brands,
Mhm.
but like that's not the main objective.
Yeah, so basically it's not enough to her.
Yeah, like people that talk about fat liberation want like more policies and like laws that protect fat people.
Mhm.
That's what my mortal enemy, was very big on. I want to react to their videos in one of my videos, but I feel like
Wait,
that'd be petty.
wait,
S is the
what?
one that
Oh,
S is the one that
yes.
canceled me, that deemed me dead. So I want to like go react to a bunch of their videos.
You should. Oh my gosh. Are you can do you have access to their videos?
I think so.
Okay, you
At
should.
least they do on my Rebirth Jewelry account.
I think I think it's
Tee.
time. I think you need to do it.
Yeah,
This
let's
is your comeback.
cut open the wound again.
Uh-huh. You're healed. You're
I
doing much better than they are, to be honest.
For sure. They don't even post on social media anymore.
Yeah, because
When
they're
I
probably
made
sick.
my like anniversary post in June, they like rarely post at all.
Hmm.
As they should. They should have got shamed off the internet.
Good. I will a lot of the times when fat activists like disappear, like that one chick that had the cool crazy colored hair. I forgot what her name was. You did a video on her not that long ago. She was I think she was like a psychiatrist or like a fat
Oh,
acceptance.
Hannah talked bodies. She had blue hair.
Yes, she
Yeah.
disappeared, and I'm like, where is she? I wanted to call her number, but I was like, let's not go into real life, Robin.
why I would argue that there's never truly been a body positivity movement. Typically, when we think of the body positivity movement,
Again, she's unhappy with something. She just seems like she's never happy.
She looks like she's like wearing someone else's skin. Like her face just looks so weird right here. Does she not?
Yeah, it looks like she's wearing somebody else's face.
Maybe she has some sort of weird filter on.
I don't know. I think that's her face, dude. She's just so glowy because she's so fat. She's so glowy. And
She's so healthy.
she's so healthy.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. The body positivity and the fat acceptance and the fat liberation, like they all are so different. And it's like if you are not so drenched in this internet niche, then you wouldn't understand like what the fuck these people are talking about. You're like, so what's so bad about Abercrombie and Fitch? And I'm like, so actually,
I think of this period in the 2010s where there was this uptick in advertising that featured plus size bodies, things like the Dove campaign. What I would argue is that that was a period when advertisers realized that capitalizing on the commercialization of fat bodies was profitable.
because everyone in this country is so motherfucking fat.
Yeah, because we're fat.
Yeah.
I loved the Dove commercials. I was like, oh my God, I'm being represented.
Oh my God, I need to buy soap because I'm smelly and fat.
Yeah. Yep.
Put on your deodorant, sisters who
Yep.
are
I used to
listening.
use Dove deodorant. Cucumber. I was a cucumber melon girl.
Ugh, I hate melon. Now you know. Don't be wearing that around me.
I don't I don't take baths anymore.
Oh,
I
I thought
gave
you were
up.
gonna say that you wear natural deodorant, and I was like, all right, then don't come around me.
I
Too
do
again.
sometimes. I wear no, I wear Arm& Hammer.
Okay.
Old school.
I wear Old Spice.
Wow, so much chemicals.
Yeah, well, I don't want to smell like
I don't
fucking
want to smell
BO.
like shit.
Yeah.
Basically, fat people have money. If you make fat people feel good, fat people spend money.
Why are you dumbing it down for me? I already understand this concept.
She doesn't think that her following is intelligent, I guess.
Yeah, speaking down to us.
But there were no liberation roots in that, and that's why when advertisers realize that people are taking Ozempic and that heroin chic is back, that if we just pump that message out that thin is in, it doesn't matter.
Gonna have a fucking stroke when people say thin is in.
Dude, I honestly, people who believe that heroin chic is back, it seems delusional to me because and I think I said this in our last collab, but I feel like we were heroin chic in like the 90s and 2000s, and then we like the pendulum overswung to like it's okay to be morbidly, adorbidly fat and obese, and now we're like coming back to normal, and we can see what's unhealthy in both directions. Like if heroin chic was back, then everybody would want to be like 𝒹𝑒𝓈, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We look
And
at her and we go, "What the fuck?"
yeah, exactly. Like I feel like a lot of us have enough fucking brains now to realize, hey, like either side of the spectrum is not good.
Yeah, yeah,
And just because people are losing a little bit of weight doesn't mean that we're all trying to be Anna.
right. Yeah, exactly.
So basically, there were no teeth to it. There's no teeth to being like, this is what I look like in real life versus on Instagram. Fat liberation involves fighting for the rights of fat people, which people are doing, but not in the BOPO movement.
What rights do fat people not have?
You're telling me, dude. God, I swear to God, they just want to be like, they just want to be victim. They're victimizing themselves. It's annoying.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's like
what rights are being lost?
none. There was never like any laws that discriminated against fat people for
Yeah,
not being able to vote or having to live in certain parts of certain neighborhoods or
yeah, or
being
like having to.
segregated against.
Yeah, they never had to go inside at sundown.
Or it was never like illegal for a fat person to marry a healthy person like it was for like a
Yeah,
white person and like a black person. Like
yeah, or
it's just
it's
so
never been
fucking
illegal for
ignorant.
them to have kids, It's not
Hmm.
illegal for a fat person to have kids, right? Like some
Yeah.
disabled people at one point. She is I can't I had a thought in my brain. I'll think of it in a second.
It's just like
Mm-mm.
she wants to be so intelligent, and so many people in these fat acceptance communities act like they're fucking historians. And it's like, you can't see how offensive you sound.
Yeah. Oh, I figured out. So they're claiming that they've lost their rights, but any single right that they've lost, like if they've lost access to something, it's because they've done it to themselves by
And that's
overeating.
not a right.
It's not a right. No, that's like you abused yourself to a point where you can't walk upstairs or to the point where you can't fit on a specific chair in a public place. You're not losing those rights. You've taken them away from yourself.
Period.
Sometimes get comments from people that are to the effect of like, well, if you're saying that people can be healthy at every size, so what? You're saying that people who are on my 600-pound life are healthy? You're saying that somebody who's 80 pounds and has an ED is healthy? No, not every single person is healthy at every single weight ever. Rather, health is about behaviors rather than characteristics. And if individuals are engaging in health promoting behaviors, that's likely going to be good for their health no matter what their weight is at.
I saw this one cardiologist, and it was like, if two smokers were like, like competing for health, like, and if one walked every single day, that would be more healthier than the one that didn't walk every day. And that's like, if a fat person versus another fat person walked, like that one would be more healthier. It's like, okay, no shit. Like, oh, you do healthy things, so you'd be healthier. But it's just
Yeah.
like they never want to address the ginormous elephant in the room, which is weight.
Yeah. Yep.
When we reduce health down to being about weight or particularly weight loss, we're really eradicating this perspective that it is good for you to do things that are good for you no matter what you look like.
I feel like she tiptoes around the issue, which is weight, with like a bunch of words. Like I feel like she tries to sound more educated. Well, she is more educated than I am, but like she tries to sound smarter by using all of these extra words and still doesn't really address that like it's unhealthy to be fat.
And too, and it's like on both sides of the spectrum, like if you are super underweight or if you're super overweight, most people are usually partaking in the same behaviors. Like everyone that is underweight obviously isn't eating, is either over exercising or not exercising at all. If they have Anna, then they all have the same symptoms. And the same thing with people that are super fucking big. You're eating all the time, you're not moving as much as you should be. You know, you probably have some sort of mental health issues, but it's like they never want to acknowledge that.
And even if that thing does not result in weight loss, like if you are exercising frequently, that is going to be good for you no matter what your weight is at. Same with eating nutritious foods, getting enough sleep, whatever. That's health at every size.
So it's doing healthy things.
Yeah.
No, like they piss me off so bad.
No, it's like she got caught in a lie and she's like, oh wait, no, it's this, you know?
Mm-hmm. And two, like whether we like it or not, like our weight has some sort of reflect on our health or will become a problem if you are on either extremes, like
yeah,
on either spectrums.
Yeah, if you're on one spectrum, if you don't have enough fat in your body, you're gonna run into some hormonal issues. The same if you have extra fat in your body, you're gonna run into some hormonal issues. You know?
Yeah, same thing with heart. You have heart problems when you're underweight and when you're overweight.
Yeah.
Like bone problems, like everything is going to have fucking problems, but it's like they never can just say, I know that my weight can hurt me.
Yeah, I know my weight is an issue.
Mm-hmm.
They won't say that. Because you know why? It boils down to like literal food addiction. I've been there, okay? We've been there. We love food. I love food.
But we love life more than food now.
Yes. And I love not having migraines and like not having cancer.
Yeah, period.
Notice that I'm in a cycle of thinking negatively about my body and I want to change it. What can I do? Well, as simple as it seems, one of the best things that you can do to start retraining your brain is to acknowledge those thoughts.
I feel like she doesn't breathe out her nose at all.
Dude, she reminds me of Chucky Finster, just like the way that he talks. She's very nasally, and it's like nails on chalkboard to me. I want to stab my ears. Like, I just can't stand the way that she talks.
I've never heard anyone say Chucky's last name, so I was like, who? And then I'm
Chucky
like, oh,
Finster.
Chucky from the Rugrats. I just had to Google that. Don't do Chucky like that.
No, that's true. Yeah. Sorry, baby.
Well, Chucky's mom's dead, so if he was super morbidly obese, that would be why.
Yeah, that's true. R.I.P. Oh my God, now I'm thinking about that episode. That's like one of the only episodes from that show that made me cry. Yeah.
When
is that from the
on
movie
the
or
plane.
from the show?
I thought it was when they like go on an airplane and then he looks out the window and then he sees his mom in the clouds or something.
Oh, so there was, yes, that one. I want a mom, that song. But there was an episode, a Mother's Day episode, where he like finds out what happened to his mom. She like left him a letter and stuff.
Oh,
fuck, getting in my feels.
Yeah, and recording. We're done.
That's it. So let's just say I'm going about my day and I catch a glimpse of myself in the mirror and I go, oh my God, I look so ugly. Pause. That's it. Pause. Take a moment and then think to yourself, I just had a negative thought about my body. You don't have to drown yourself in a bunch of insincere compliments because you're probably not ready to do that yet because you have to walk before you can run. So just note it down. Just think, I just had a negative thought. You will be
So this is what's going on in her studies, probably.
Yeah, right.
Shocked at how just acknowledging that you're having a negative thought helps you stop that pattern. And you can work on more tools that can help you actually get to the point where you can compliment yourself sincerely.
Honestly,
sincerely.
That is actually like something that they tell, because my husband has OCD.
Mm-hmm.
So like when he's gone to therapy and stuff like that, that's like something that they've had to like, that's a good tactic. Like if you have
like practicing mindfulness.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Where are you kind of thing, you know, pointing out and acknowledging it and like hearing it out loud can like help because he's got like cyclical OCD where he just like can't get out of like a cycle. So he has to like verbalize it. And so I
Mhm.
kind of get, I mean, it's not terrible idea or advice, like for to acknowledge like, hey, this is just a bad thought,
Mhm.
and move on. So I'll give her that. It's not that
Yeah,
bad.
we'll give you 1 point, Aubrey. I know losing weight isn't, like, the cure to a lot of things, but I feel like when I was at my heaviest, like, I didn't like that I had a double chin and, like, I couldn't fit into all my clothes and I looked fat and I didn't like seeing myself from, like, the side. I mean, I guess I could maybe have done some of this mindfulness exercises, but, like, losing weight kind of, like, got rid of all of those, like, unhealthy thoughts or,
Yeah.
like, negative emotions about myself, and it's
It was
like
almost like affirming your self-esteem. I don't know if that's the right word. If it was almost like that's all it took to make you feel a little bit better, and it worked a little bit better than just thinking positively.
yeah, and I feel like when I was in the fat acceptance community, I was, like, trying to convince myself that I was beautiful and that I was worthy, and it's like it just felt like I was lying to myself instead of, like,
Yeah.
doing the thing that would actually lead me to true confidence.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember trying to like almost like cast a spell on myself, basically just like trying to be like, okay, just this is just how your body is supposed to be, and this is just how like your periods are, this is just who
Mhm.
you are. And
Like, make
then
it seem normal.
yeah, make it seem like normalize it for myself to make life easier, but it would just come up when I was alone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And too, it's like it's different than when if you have like an extreme birth defect or like disorder and disease, and you have to like come to the realization that like this is my fucking life, and like I need to figure out how to deal with it, rather than like something that you have control over, which
Mhm.
is like you can go to the doctor and figure out what's going on with your health so your periods could get better. Or if you
Yeah.
don't like that you have a fucking double chin and a muffin top, then lose some weight.
Yeah.
But then I
Exactly.
understand, like, there's extremes where it's like people get body dysmorphia and they can't lose any more weight or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Do it healthily.
Yeah, but I think most people that watch these type of videos should know that there's a difference between
I agree. Yes.
unhealthy and healthy things.
They can point it out. Make good choices, you guys.
Yeah, make good choices. You guys are all smart.
Particularly in modern Western culture, there is this evangelical adherence to
Were you raised religious? Just wondering.
I was baptized Catholic, and then I was like I went to like a Nazarene church like in high school,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
not really. Like I
Okay.
think I
I was just saying okay because I feel like I don't have a lot of religious experience. So like when they talk about morality or moral issues in fat acceptance, I like don't even understand
I
it.
don't yeah, well, I think it's also like a dumb fucking example to even bring up. It has nothing to do with like good or evil. I don't think that I think if you're looking at a fat person and you think like that's like a morality thing, I feel like that's like so shallow. Like that's I don't think that that's I don't think they have anything to do with each other, you know?
Yeah. I think, like, people associate it with, like, greed and that being, like, the
Yeah.
7 deadly sins, but
Oh, like
greed
gluttony.
yeah, or, like, yeah, gluttony, and it's like, gluttony isn't just always fatness.
Yeah,
You can be a glutton in lots of different ways.
exactly. But also, yeah, I don't I mean, I guess well, now that I'm thinking about it, I guess like it can kind of seem selfish maybe like as like a if you're fat and people have called you out on it and like they're worried about you and you still continue to be fat and there's people that like rely on you like your kids or like your elderly mother or something like that. I can see that kind of
Mhm.
being like a moral issue, but as far as like the general population who is overweight or obese, I don't think like connecting morality to it is like doable. I don't know.
Yeah, as, like, a society, I don't think fat people are evil.
Right.
this idea that you as an individual are personally responsible for your own health. And if your health fails, that is a result of your moral failing. You should have eaten better. You should have exercised more. You should have done X, Y, and Z.
See, I don't think that those things are moral things. Like, I
Me
don't think
either.
it's moral to like eat correctly or exercise. If you don't exercise and you're in a thin body, doesn't mean that you're immoral. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna look up the definition of moral. Moral is described as the concern with the principle of right and wrong behavior and the goodness or badness of human character. I mean, our morals can be different, but I don't
Yeah,
feel
it's
like
subjective.
someone is like righteous because they eat better. Like, if you have health problems, then you should like take some fucking accountability and do something about it. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, I was like in agreement.
I know
I get
sometimes when people like say morals and characters, and I'm like, I think I just always use like the wrong definition of a word.
In a nutshell, it's just good and bad, and good and bad is very subjective,
Hmm.
as to what you believe or how you were raised and stuff like that. I think generally as like a human race, we can tell what's good and bad, and I think collectively we don't see the way that people eat as good or evil or good or bad, right?
Yeah, I see it like
Unless
as
you're eating
healthy and unhealthy, I guess, but that's
yeah,
it.
healthy and unhealthy, but like as far as like moral, like where she's going with like evangelical or like almost like
Hmm.
on a religious level, no. Unless you're eating humans, then no.
Yeah. Or babies, like, yeah, I don't
Yeah,
really
eating
care.
babies.
Hmm.
The reality is, and has always been, that our individual behaviors do have an impact on our health. Getting enough
Behavior?
sleep,
My behaviors?
Yeah. God. Somebody just hit her in the throat. No, don't so
Yeah.
sad. She can have a deeper voice or something. Fix it.
eating nutritious food, drinking enough water, those are all things that can have a positive impact on our health. But the unfortunate truth is that whether or not you get cancer or get a disability or have any other kind of long-term terminal diagnosis is something that is almost entirely out of your hands.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Absolutely
Eating
not.
certain foods can affect your likelihood of getting cancer or certain disorders or diseases. Actually,
Yeah.
I think Melina talks about this in her video, but like, or maybe I heard someone else talk about it, but it's like 5% of people that have dementia actually have some sort of genetic disposition to receiving it. And like 95% of people that get it have it because of like lifestyle choices.
They're calling Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes because it's
Hmm.
like sugar and glucose related, I guess. But type 2 diabetes is almost 100% preventable with diet, and you
Hmm.
can reverse it with diet.
And then, like, if you're an obese woman, then that predisposes the chances of you getting like uterine cancer or
Yeah.
actually any gender. If you're
Yeah.
obese, you're more likely to get a handful of different types of cancers. Like, I just can't stand like the lack of fucking responsibility that people have in the
Yeah,
sex community.
the refusal of accountability, like they just don't, they're like, this is out of my hands, I just got uterine cancer out of nowhere, right? So I had the precursor to uterine cancer. I absolutely know 100% that if I was at a healthier weight, it would have never happened. I feel like I was so influenced by like the internet and like partially by like fat acceptance. I let myself go, and I let this like problem that I was having go for so long.
Hmm.
And yeah, anything like that is preventable. Like you can do your best at least to prevent it. And
Yeah.
the best first attack at preventing disease is like, what are you putting in your body?
Yeah. There's that quote that's like, genetics loads the gun, but lifestyle pulls the trigger.
Yes, exactly.
And for many of us, it's something that genetically is probably inevitable.
Well, they tell you in the fucking fat acceptance community, your size is determined before you're even born. Your genetics make you fat. So,
Mhm.
if you're just a fat fuck now, it's because your ancestors passed down those genes. And it's like, it just makes people not even want to fucking try.
It's so crazy too because like if you go back like 2 or 3 generations, like nobody's family was as fat as they are now, you know?
Yeah. Like the obesity rate was like minuscule. And even
Yeah.
like the 40s and 50s compared to nowadays.
Yeah, I was thinking like so like I was fat, my dad was fat, my dad's mom was fat, and then before that nobody was fat. It's like
Yeah.
something
Because there's
happened
no
from when my
disgusting food.
yeah, it's like what we're putting in the food, we started taking out like fat and we started pumping things with sugar so that they would taste better. So it's like sugar, so much sugar.
Too many carbs. We don't
Too
need it
many
unless we're
carbs.
fucking professional marathon runners. And here's our last one.
I had an unfortunate run in with a potato
She's flipping us off.
Call the police.
That's illegal.
peeler the other day, which meant that I had to go to urgent care. And while I was there holding my bloody stump of a finger, they first put me on the scale.
Does your discharge papers look like this at your doctor? Because mine
Yeah,
does. They must have the same paper. Like
my chart.
yeah.
Pull up the my chart.
Okay, fine. You can argue that maybe there was a medically necessary reason why they wanted to take my weight. However, can you explain to me what the medically necessary reason was for putting my weight and BMI on my aftercare package for how I need to care for my finger?
Well, you could
Probably
say that for like literally
auto-populated.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's auto-populated. Yeah, well, what about your oxygen? What about your temperature?
Yeah, why aren't you complaining about that, bitch?
Yeah, because she actually only cares about her fucking BMI and her weight.
Well, she's in recovery, maybe.
True. I didn't think about that.
And before somebody tries to say that this is a universal standard, it isn't.
I
It
just said
literally
that.
is.
It is. You and I just talked about how we have the same my chart and it shows up like that for us.
Yeah, this summer I went to urgent care because I had a bunch of like bumps on my legs, and Pablo was scared that was gonna have like vasculitis again, but it ended up just being bug bites. I got my
Oh.
fucking discharge paperwork and it had all that stuff too. And
Yeah.
bug bites has nothing to do with fucking
And
BMI
you'd throw
or-
a fit about that. Be like, I just came here for bug bites. Why is my BMI on my paperwork?
Yeah, I'm gonna freaking sue.
Because you're not an idiot. That's why.
Never had this experience when I lived in Arizona. U of L Health Center needs to do better.
They probably just have updated software now.
Yeah, Arizona's kind of like fucking shitty anyway.
Oh
And
yeah,
I'm
you
from
live
there.
there.
Yeah.
It is not evidence-based care to give patients their BMI when they go in for a fingernail avulsion. This information
Okay, words. Avulsion.
Yeah.
What does it even mean? Cut?
Yeah, I
I'm
think
not
so.
as educated as her.
could potentially cause patients who have a history of EDs to relapse.
When I was in fat acceptance and I was getting weight at the psychiatrist, I asked them if they could Sharpie out my weight.
Did
If
they
you
do
have
it?
that many fucking issues, yeah, they did it for me. And if you knew you were so triggered, then you could have done that too, ma'am.
Why? Oh, okay. Yeah.
What, you want to know why I didn't want to see my number even though I was fat and proud?
Yeah, I did actually, but I don't know if you like were like experienced.
And I just think like the
disorder.
cognitive dissonance, I was so proud to be fat, but I would get upset even though I would see the number on the scale or whatever.
Oh yeah. Mm.
There was like some part of me, like, some part of my brain that was like, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
There's something going on with your brains. You're
Well,
unhealthy.
because humans are like built to survive. So that's your little lizard brain telling you to do something about it.
It is not patient-centered care, and it is harmful.
Well, it won't be patient-centered care when your patients all die because you don't tell them to take
Yeah.
care of their weight.
Yeah, and I hope if she's she's what psychology, right? That means she can prescribe medication. I hope she's weighing
No,
people
no.
before she does that. Huh?
She's a psychologist. A psychiatrist is the only people that do medicine or mental
Oh.
health meds.
Cut that out.
It's okay. Most people don't know that there's fucking 17 different versions and only so many people do so many things.
Mhm.
She's very interesting. I will say that.
Yeah, she's so. Thank you so much, though, because I have been curious as to like what she's been doing lately because I'm nosy.
I think we talked about the fear of weight gain video in our last collab, and that's the last thing that she's posted, and that was November 24th.
Of this year?
Yeah. And then, she's been posting a little bit on her podcast too. Informed Attraction.
I need to look. I want to do an episode on it.
We talk about who the media tells you is hot and also the hamburger helper hand. Listen to where you listen to things. Alrighty. So,
Oh, I have fun.
yeah, this was very fun, very interesting. I love to break down some stupid psychology shit.
Yes.
So let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section. If you've made it this far in the video, leave some glasses emojis because we're wearing some cute glasses because we're trying to be like fat activists with their insane, humongous glasses.
Unapproachable glasses moments.
Yeah,
Do we
I
have
tried
the
to
where
copy
are
Robin.
yours? Are they the same?
Mine are from Zenny.
Oh, I don't know.
Mine are yellow though. It's a really faint yellow.
Oh, you have a thingy. Okay, I was trying to see if they were like the same. Well, we're cute still.
And we matched, kind of. As always, because we're just twinning like that.
We're like Ariana and
Yeah.
Cynthia. Give me your finger.
Hold on.
I'm stupid.
All right.
Okay.
So on Robin's channel, we talked about Tess Holiday, so I will have that linked down below. So make sure you go over to her channel and watch us talk about that other heifer.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for being here, Robin.
Bye. Bye.